in a world of business. We become so logical because it's number there, number, deadline. Then you forget that so many challenges in our personal life, business, and so many of them can be handled by stories. But sometimes people forgot how to tell stories. And today, we're going to talk about the art of storytelling. All right, so let's get right into it. Yes, if you have any question, do not hesitate to type in the chat room. So, listen, we love stories. We love great stories. You and I, probably we go to movies. And then, let's be frank, you probably, in this paper, in this our webinar, can name 10 stories, can name 10 movies without fail. Straight away, if I ask you, probably Charles, can you name 10 movies that you love? Probably. And then you probably will, you can give 10 stories. Because we love stories. Now, probably if you ask me, oh, what about history? Is there any correlation between history and story? Yes. If there's a many, or if you think about great storyteller, then you probably think about Shakespeare and some more. Then now let's get to the basics of today's objective. I have a question for all of you. Have you ever used storytelling in your marketing? And if yes, just type yes. If no, then type no. Question, have you ever used storytelling in your marketing? Yes, great. Okay, yes, to spice up some things I want to bring up. Okay, that's great. Okay, all right. Okay. Then for those who not answering in the chat room, probably you haven't. Then my suggestion, you should. Because I'm going to show you exactly how to use storytelling just like I do so you can get results. The first example that I want to share to all of you, but about storytelling that can change people's life. There was this one guy, he bought 200 items for 150 ringgit in the garage sales. 200 items for 150 ringgit in the garage sales. Then he took those items, picked one item out of those 200, created a story around them, each individual, and post it on Shopee for each object. Can you guess how much he ended up selling everything for? His initial investment is 150 ringgit for 200 items. And then he take those one item, for example, he take this one item, he create a story out of it, and then he sells on Shopee. A whopping grand total of 10,000 ringgit. Yes, Sas, correct, 10,000 ringgit. That's the power of storytelling. Okay. All right. So now, in order to understand storytelling better, we need to understand how we convey emotion. Yeah, how we convey emotion and how we share information. Usually, we use content marketing. And I would love to ask all of you here, because in this webinar, I want to encourage all of you here to think. Okay, since content marketing is probably what we call strategic approach that focus on creating, distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent content. In order to get what? To attract and retain the target audience. But here, as attention spans continue to shrink, just ask yourself, if you go to TikTok, how long you spend on each video? Probably less than 30 seconds. So as attention spans continue to shrink, how can content marketer craft compelling narrative and storytelling techniques that captivate audience and leave a lasting impact? So this is my question to all of you before we start. How? So that attention spans getting lesser and lesser. But we as a content marketer, how we can take advantage or how we can take other people's attention in the first place? For those who are doing, for those who are using storytelling in your business just now, probably you can share what you did. Probably you use good image, or probably you use a very strong headline? Probably. Just let me know. All right. So based on my own experience, making it bite-sized and dividing content into multiple parts. One of it, correct. Usually people use this probably in website, they make it into chunkable. That's correct. Because if you straight away give like super massive content and you force it to shrink to your audience throat, it's very hard for them to consume. But if you make it bite-sized, then probably it is more easier to consume. Okay. So one of it, probably. There any other answer? Okay, not yet. So okay. Think first, yeah. Now we move to the storytelling. So since tonight is about storytelling, let me focus on storytelling. For your information, storytelling is the oldest marketing technique and can be used to sell and build a brand. And the first step, the first crucial step, if you ask me, in storytelling is definitely to gain a crystal clear understanding of your target audience. You kena tahulah siapa yang you punya audience. Effective storytelling is all about creating deep emotional connection with your listener, and to achieve that, you must speak directly to their hearts and souls. Remember what I just said? This is the first point. Speak directly to their hearts and soul. Then I want all of you here to take a moment. Probably you want to close your eyes. Also can, no problem. To picture your ideal audience in your mind's eye. Who are they? What are their hopes, dreams, and fears? What keeps them at night? So by knowing all of these answers to this question, you will unearth the golden nugget that shape your story into powerful force that resonate with their very being. So the first point here, why you need to know about who is your audience, you want to know them so intimately that you can anticipate their thoughts, desire, and challenges even before they utter a single word. Before they even say something, you already know what they're going to say. And definitely empathy. You understand from their shoe is the key that unlocks the door to their hearts. So by truly understanding their perspective, you can tailor your storytelling to address their pain points. How to get their pain points? Of course, competitive research. Know your audience. Fulfill their deepest desire and provide them with a glimmer of hope. So usually in this, usually in my class, I will ask my students, imagine yourself as a skilled detective. You are very skilled. Probably want to relate with Detective Conan also can. Probably. So imagine yourself as a skilled detective on probably a very super hard case. Your target audience experience, needs, and emotion are the clues scattered throughout the investigation. So just like a detective, you will unravel a mystery. You will embark on a quest to piece together the puzzle of your audience in desire, fears, and aspiration. So you will gather evidence, interview witness, or probably in this case, you conduct market research, and ultimately, you're going to analyze the patterns. Also, you know, oh, this. So with each new discovery that you will gain deeper insight into the inner workings of your audience mind and heart. Okay. So now, since I share about target audience and how to do market research, let me share to you how you can use AI to help you in doing market research, especially knowing who is your audience if you don't have any idea who is your audience. Okay, first just go to ChatGPT. This is the ChatGPT. In your slide, actually provide one prompt that you can use. Okay. So let me check. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is the prompt. You ask ChatGPT. Just remove this one. This one is just for you. Okay, I'm looking to understand the needs and preference of my target audience better, because you want to create a story, you must know what is their pain. So can you conduct a research and provide me with insights? I put your business here. If you're using ChatGPT 4, go for it. If you're using ChatGPT 3.5 like mine, also quite good. So you probably want to change here. Probably I'm doing digital marketing service, example. Okay, then just type enter. Okay, just give it probably another 20 seconds. So this AI, they provide you a guide on how you can get your audience. Of course, for example, the answer number 3, conduct a survey and interviews. Of course, you are the one that need to go to your audience. But using AI, for example, since AI already shared, okay, since AI already shared to you, since AI already shared to you, oh, you need to do research. Okay, then you can ask the AI if you want to take it to another notch. For example, since the suggestion is conduct surveys, and then you probably can type, write me several survey question that I can ask my audience to know about their pain point. And so just play around with this. Okay, just give it several seconds. Okay. Okay, right. So just give it a moment. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure why it's a little bit slow, but this is what I meant. Straight away, you don't need to think about question. But of course, adding your own question means you know what you're doing. But if you don't know how to create a question for your survey, for example, and then you want to create a question specifically asking about their pain point, so straight away, ChatGPT can help you. Another example that I would love to share to you is by using Harpa.ai. This is very super good tool. It's an extension. Okay, let me share to you. Yeah, so this is the question. Of course, then later you can use this question to ask your audience. Okay, now I'm going to share to you another tools, which is Harpa.ai. This is an extension of your Google Chrome. Just install it like you install extension. But the point that I want to share here, you don't know your audience, probably just getting started. And then you probably think, oh, my audience like this kind of video, probably. And then you always go to YouTube. Probably. You go to YouTube, and then this Iman Ghazi.
Gentlemen.
Okay. Probably you choose this one video. And you think, oh, the thing that he shared here, similar to what I'm trying to share to my audience, probably. Or you probably think, oh, the one that watched this video is probably my audience. So when you're using the Harpa AI, you just click for Windows user, alternate A, and we come out. And just type YouTube. It's one of the great things that I think you can use is the YouTube Audience Analyzer. You click this, just leave it as it is, and click enter. And just give it several seconds of minutes. It depends probably on the usage of the internet. Okay, done. The target audience of this video appear to be okay. Let it. Okay, done. So now AI already analyzed based on the content of this video and based on the views, who is the one that actually probably what is the keyword or what is the type of audience that usually will watch this kind of video. You can try to use any video that you want, but make sure the video must have a content. I cannot be that video only have music. I cannot, because Harpa AI tool, for now they cannot analyze based on the Harpa right now. They cannot analyze the the underlying meaning behind the video, but they can analyze the caption of it. So that's two tools that I already shared to you how to perform your market research. Okay. Okay, today ChatGPT got problems for free user, kena attack. All right, thank you very much. No wonder why it's so slow today. Okay, probably. Okay, so that's the steps in identifying your target audience. Okay, so now the second step, definitely, when you already know who is your audience, you need to define your core message. Because if you don't have a core message, your story going to continue ramble and ramble on. You don't have a ending and you don't have a story at all. You just ramble on. There has to be point to a story. You can just tell a story because you want more sales or more conversion or more people to know to follow you. Because if there is no point in your video at all, people aren't going to know why they should continually pay attention to the story. Okay, so I want you to imagine. I usually ask you to imagine. Imagine you standing in front of a room filled with eager listeners, probably thousands of listeners. They have come seeking something meaningful, something that will add value to their life. And if your story lacks a clear point, they will struggle. They will think, what's the and they will struggle to understand why they should invest their time and attention in your narrative. Because they need a reason, a purpose that compels to engage, listen, and to take action. So I want you to consider, or I want to think that your core message as the beacon that illuminates the path ahead, drawing your audience closer to you. Think of it. Your core message is the why behind your story, the driving force that propels it forward, and why people should listen to you. This is the core. And definitely the step number 3, decide what kind of story that you're going to tell. There's a 4 version that I'm going to share. One of the version is to incite action, is to get other people to take action and do something. This is how you're going to tell a story. Number 1, for example, if you want to encourage people probably to start recycling, then you can tell a story about a neighborhood that was once probably filled with garbage, but transformed into clean and probably vibrant community through the collective efforts of its residents. And then you can take that as your first step. Or probably another way that you want to tell a story is to talk about yourself. Because when you can have a story about yourself, the ups probably in your life and the downs in your life, everything that you went through, it could be motivational. So this can help inspire other people to jump on your bandwagon. Means to consume your stories, follow your personal brands, and follow you over the social web. And if you ask me, based on my opinion, I think personal storytelling is super amazing. Because when people get to know you and they relate more, they're more likely to follow you, and your personal brand is more likely to grow. When they know they can relate with you, definitely will grow. And the third point is when you convey value is another way to tell a story. What I mean by that is if other people believe in the same value as you do, they're more likely to relate with you and follow you as well. This not only helps to generate sales for the company and definitely will help your personal brand. And the last way, this is like the most common way for entrepreneurs. The common way that entrepreneurs did is the number 4 is they educate and they pass knowledge on. This usually 7 tips why you should buy this, 7 tips blah blah blah, 7 tips before you buy a new home. Probably you want to probably like that. So when you educate and you're passing knowledge on through a story, they are much more likely to be engaged, hook, and learn that knowledge, and learn that knowledge, and they're able to execute on it in the future. Yeah. So after you know what kind of stories that you're going to make, so when you reach the end, definitely you need to establish your call to action. So if sorry, if you tell a story, you get people hooked, and they're all about you. They're about your personal brand. They're about your business. But the main problem is they don't know what to do next. Uh, they already know about you. They like about you. They trust about you. But the point here, they don't know what to do next. If you if your audience don't know what they're going to do next, you're not going to see any sales or conversion. So you will need to tell them things like probably check out my company, follow you on the social media, join your email list, whatever it may be. It doesn't have to be major commitment at all. It doesn't have to be where they have to buy something right away. It could be just as simple as joining your list, your email list. So they know when they consume your content or they consume your story, what they should do next. So you can build more of rapport with them and build more of relationship. And then you eventually convert them into customer. And lastly, this is after you finish with your stories. Definitely, you know where you want your stories to be published. Uh, so it is important to choose channels that reach your target audience effectively. So if you know your audience is younger kind of people, then you probably want to choose a TikTok as the better option. If you know your audience is probably a little bit veteran, I don't say all, I say veteran, probably you want to focus on Facebook. So you know which channel that you're planning to use. So that's the process in creating a story, and why I put channel at the end of that part, because it is important. Sometimes your story is super great, but you fail to know which platform is the best for my story. And that's also another aspect. Okay, so the best practice. All right, I already shared to you how to create a story, blah, blah. Now it's time to best practices, what you should keep in your mind after you creating a story. Number one, definitely you make your story authentic. When it comes to storytelling in digital marketing, it is important to ensure that the story aligns with your brand values and speaks to the experience and emotion of your target audience. So this is number one. Story aligns with your brand value, because this create a connection on an emotional level and help build trust with your audience. One of the best way that you can do this is by incorporating your brand core value and mission into the narrative. If your brand value, you think integrity is super important, then when you craft a story, make sure you add integrity element inside of it. But probably your brand value is all about professional kind of thing. Then suddenly when you make a stories, you add not childish, right? You add things that not relevant to your brand value. So it will feel disconnected. So this is what I meant, authentic. Probably I'll give you another example. If your brand values sustainability, then you probably could create a story about customer who is making an effort. Probably they want to live an eco-friendly lifestyle. So you see what I'm trying to say? Make sure it's consistent. And definitely when I say authentic, avoid exaggerating or misleading your audience, as this will break the connection and erode the trust. This is an example of brands that use authentic as their one of stories one of the brands that use authentic is definitely Coca-Cola. Their most famous campaign is Share a Coke. They encourage customers to personalize their drinks by buying bottles with their friend. So if you know, their nama Malaysia tak ada lah, and they don't have Malaysian name, but they have people in US punya names. So probably John. So imagine you go to a convenience store, you open their fridge, and then you see your name there. Mina, okay. I'm not sure whether Mina is there or not, but usually they have the English names lah. Okay, but imagine you buy that. Imagine, or probably want to think, Starbucks, for example, Starbucks, yeah. You order a drink, and then you say, "Oh, my name is blah blah," and then they write your dream, they write your name there, and then when they write your name, and then when they call you, you take your cup and then you see names. Whether if there's a whether sorry whether there is spelling error or not, that's a different story. Okay, I'm not the kind that usually find my name on a keychain, so definitely not Coke bottle. Okay, all right, yeah, probably very interesting experience. Okay, second, uh, this is one of the what do you call it? Strong motivator lah, I would suggest is emotions. Emotions are powerful motivator, and stories that resonate on emotional level are more likely to stick in the minds of your audience. Okay. For example, I give you an example. If your target audience is families, a heartwarming story that speaks to the joys and challenges of parenthood can be an effective way to promote a product that make life easier. Because if you talk about family, then you always give a wrong message. Then they don't, will not resonate. And definitely, if your audience or your target audience is a thrill seeker, a story that evokes excitement and adventure may be more appropriate than the heartwarming story. If you ask me what is the good examples that convey emotion, definitely I think it's John Lewis. For that campaign, they want to focus about their message is at the end. But for your information, this company is retailer, a shopping mall, but they create a heartwarming ads that tap into the festive emotion of your audience. And definitely, if you check later, as John Lewis ads, all of their ads, it's like super successful ads. And one of the example probably that we can relate in Malaysia is like Petronas kind of ads. Petronas during Hari Raya or during any festive seasons, Petronas always give their ads. We always create the video tapping into emotional level. One of the super popular Petronas ads probably the Burung Murai. Burung Puyuh or Burung? I think it's Burung Murai. Burung Murai. So it taps into emotional. That's what I'm trying to say. Emotional appeals in story. And definitely the C, you make stories, image and videos are the perfect way to bring your story to life. The example that I shared to you is video. But if you cannot make video, then make it into a visual or image. Because when you use high quality visuals, you can illustrate your story, make it easier for your audience to understand and remember. For example, some of you as a business owner, if you're launching a new product, a high quality video showcasing its feature and benefits will help your audience understand and remember the product better. The one that use video, high quality image is definitely Airbnb. One of the famous campaign is "Don't go there, live there." They use stunning images and videos of unique and immersive travel experience. They go there, and they go to probably Italy, they go to France, they take picture from there. So the visuals they use in the campaign effectively communicate the brand message of providing definitely authentic and unique travel experience, make it more memorable. And lastly, after you finish with the stories and you already post it, do not forget to check the success of the stories. Check for these two metrics. One is engagement. How was your stories, whether your image, how was the engagement level? And secondly, check your conversion level. Or you probably have super high engagement level, but why my conversion is not high? Because to make a story that have a lot of eyeball is way easier compared to make a story that sells. So you need to think about this. So this is the metric you probably can use. Depends on which segment that you're actually targeting. If you're creating stories or you're creating a content for awareness kind of thing, and then you want to focus on top of funnel. And then what is the metrics that you can check whether it's interaction, whether it's grow on new visits. All of this is in your slides. I believe this slide later will be shared to your Telegram group. And lastly, this is the last tips that I'm going to share, is you integrate your integrate your brand into your stories. The key is to make integration natural and not intrusive. And this can be achieved by including the brand name, incorporating brand messaging and values, or showcasing brand product or services as a part of story. For example, one of the best example that I want to share is this year McDonald's CSR video. McDonald's CSR video. They make that video during Chinese New Year. The funny thing about that video is there is no single burger inside that advertisement. There is not even one single burger inside that advertisement. And at the end of that video, it just showcased McDonald's logo. That's all. So it's natural. So they don't even present one burger. And that's like super cool, if you ask me. Because you create a content, you create an advertisement, to promote about your awareness, but you don't even include one of your products inside it. But people remember as McDonald's video. So that's how you can integrate your brand into the story. Okay, so I'm going to share to you when it comes to awareness kind of level, especially storytelling, there are few videos that I think is good that you can watch, that we can watch together. Take note, this is their first video, means their first commercial. This is Nike. Nike. For those who use Nike, then you know what Nike is. This is their first commercial video, which is in 1988. Okay, let's watch this video together.
I run 17 miles every morning. People ask me how I keep my teeth from chattering in the wintertime. I leave them in my locker.
Okay, very short video, 30 seconds, 31 seconds, showcasing 80 years old, still jogging, still, I don't call that running, but it's jogging. And at the end of the videos, it just shows their brand's value. Just do it. Done. Don't show any shoe. Don't buy our shoe like this. No, just do it. That's one example. So it showcases the athlete, whether it's young athlete or old athlete, veteran athlete. This is Airbnb. This is the best example when they use a lot of visuals inside their storytelling.
Don't go to Paris. Don't tour Paris. And please don't do Paris. Live in Paris. When you Airbnb in Paris, you have your own home. Make your bed. Cook. You know, the stuff you normally do. Don't go to LA. Don't go to New York. Don't go to Tokyo. Live there. Live in Malibu. Live in the East Village. Live in Shinagawa. Feel at home. Anywhere. Do your regular routine. Wherever you go, don't go there. Live there. Even if it's just for a night.
Okay, yes, I do agree with one of the comment. Even though I said there's a lot of visuals, but this video is in 240p. But this is one of their first advertising, and that's video. That's what I want to share to you. Yes, probably the video is a little bit blurred, probably because of the YouTuber because of the YouTube restriction, but that's how they create video. So they want to promote, I use my app, but there's not even one single app inside this video. Showcase what is the end goal that their audience can use. Their audience can have. I mean, stay there, leave there even for one day. Okay. It's just one carbonated drinks, which is Coca-Cola, but how they create the excitement just to drink that Coca-Cola is super impressive. For those who didn't know, this was a campaign from Coca-Cola, which is Taste the Feeling campaign. That's why taste the I cannot sing, so but that's how the lyrics always repeat, taste the feeling, taste the feeling, taste the feeling. So that's the point. Their campaign. So if you look at this video just now, definitely highlight what I would love to say. They highlight the emotional connection. Emotional does not necessarily to be sad or but they highlight excitement that people have with their beverage in this video. Go to dating, or probably they go to gatherings, family gathering, or probably there's a first date in that video. So it's all about enjoying their beverage. So these stories help to connect with the audience, like I said, on an emotional level and associate the positive emotions of this experience. Probably by having a catchy sound, a catchy music, they try to generate those positive emotions. And as a result, they're making billions every year. So definitely it's working. And yes, they're like super big company. In order for them to produce this one video, probably take millions. Probably. But we can use that as a benchmark. We can use that as a reference.
My side, I have two questions before we wrap up this session. So my first question is, like you mentioned just now, we are mostly not a big company like Coca-Cola or Airbnb. So what alternative that you can recommend for small companies that don't have a budget, especially to do a video campaign? Because a video campaign takes time. So what's your alternative on that? That's my first question. I will answer. I will give you the second question afterwards.
Okay. So your question is, what is the alternative that small companies can use without producing a video, because probably they don't have a budget? Okay, very good question. Probably I answer three. I give you three alternatives. Number one, you cannot make video. You create visual. That means you create image. Because yes, probably producing a video take time, but producing image, especially if you use platform like Canva, they have a lot of super good tool inside of that. Then you create image. You cannot create video, you create image. That's the number one. Second, you cannot produce that kind of video because people don't have a budget. Then my second alternative, you create what we call user-generated content. Simply just ask, if you already have customers, simply just go to your customers and ask, can I get a review? Can I get a testimony? Or probably in a photo or video form. That one can also be as a content, the one that you can use. You can share your audience journey, audience story too already. And lastly, number three, especially about storytelling, use live. Live streaming is free. You need to have a laptop, open your camera, live, whether it's on TikTok, whether it's on Facebook. Utilize this free live streaming platform like Facebook Live, Instagram, TikTok. Of course, TikTok, you need to have some requirement, but other social media don't have this requirement. So you utilize live streaming. So I already give three answers just now. Cannot create video, create image. Use user-generated content. And lastly, use live.
So my second question was, let's say I'm just starting up. I totally don't have anything. How do I get inspiration for my brand story if I'm just starting out and I don't have any customer at all? So what inspiration can I get for my brand story?
You don't have any customer. you just getting started. You don't even know what kind of inspiration that you're going to take. Okay, I think the first one that you can do, of course, even though you don't have a customer, you're just getting started, you're offering a solution. So when you're offering a solution, probably usual, I'm not sure whether what usual, but probably you jual ubat lah, you sell medicine. Okay, then you know this medicine probably can solve this problem. So you actually have values that you can give. Yes, you don't have customer yet, but you know what kind of value that you can give. Also, definitely, I say start from that. You reflect on what values that you have. You start by defining the core values and principle that drive your business. You probably want to help people. Helping in what? If I say the medicine just now, I'll probably help them getting better. So yes, you don't have a customer, you're just getting started, but you know your product or your service, what is the thing that you're actually trying to deliver. That's the first one. Second one, I think you don't have customer, you don't know what to do. Second, you research your industry. You explore successful brand and competitor in your industry. What motivate them? Study their brand stories and how they narrate their stories. And then you probably can use that as a reference. And number three, use your personal journey. Share your personal journey lah. This is one of the best way. You focus on value already. You focus on market research. You check what your competitors are doing. Then you use your personal journey because you don't have customer yet. Then you use your personal journey. Probably what challenge should you face? What inspired you to pursue probably your entrepreneur dream? So when you use your dream stories, marketers usually call this humanize. You humanize your brand to create a relatable connection with your potential customer. So yeah, I think that's those 3 points is the answer to your question.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Hafiz, for your answer. Just need to wrap up again that we are DMC. We are doing this to give it back to you guys in terms of like free weekly webinar. And then you guys know us as a digital marketing training company. And we are doing this under the wings of DMChampion, DMChampion. We have our group there, our Telegram group. So again, Hafiz, thank you so much for your sharing. I really like the video actually, but that's it actually, because all of our life mainly nowadays we consume contents in terms of video compared to visual. So definitely I understand where you're coming from, especially about storytelling and especially doing it in the video format.
Okay, thank you everyone for coming in tonight.